My name's Artemis, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that is sick and fucking tired of the moral panic that surrounds children and people who have children and their obsessive desire to make sure that the entire world is safe and clean and sanitized so that their precious little fuck trophies don't see something that, oh, it might challenge the world beliefs that I've indoctrinated them into since birth. And this is a very dangerous sword that they wield because they love to wield it against anything even remotely LGBT, anything even remotely adult, because supposedly the whole world has to be safe for a fucking 5-year-old. You're not allowed adult shit, ever, anywhere. It's all gotta be safe, and I'm tired of it. I hate it. Fuck you, fuck your kids, they don't control my life. I guess we're getting angry this video. It seems like everything these days has to be watered down and sanitized and made safe for kids, even if it isn't actually made for kids, just in case a kid fucking sees it. YouTube did it, where they had to have everybody say outright, no, I'm not making this for children, because, oh, but my children are seeing it. Yeah, of course they fucking are. It's what children do. Like, kids misbehave all the fucking time. It's their job, basically. Like, that's what happens if you're not a good parent, I'm just saying. But it's like, you see it everywhere. Everything has to be taken with this perspective of, oh, it should be family-friendly. Look at Pride. Pride has been consistently watered down from being a protest, which is what it started off as, to just being a celebration, which is still cool, but then it has to be a celebration which is family-friendly, which is great because they start to then dictate what family-friendly means, and suddenly, no, you can't have leather at Pride. No, you can't do this at Pride. In fact, it basically becomes the whole mantra of, I don't mind you being gay as long as you're not all in my face about it. And that's what they're trying to turn Pride into. Fuck you, this isn't for you, okay? This isn't for your kids. This isn't just some entertainment. This isn't a bunch of clowns putting on a fucking show just for you to come down and enjoy it. We created a space for ourselves. You don't get to invade that space and then get pissy that it doesn't conform to your fucking norms. Your norms are what we're trying to fucking escape from. And at the end of the day, it's a really ridiculous premise that making sure children can't see these dangers is the only way to protect them. Motherfucker, children know about fire, children know about cars, children know about knives. And yet accidents happen all the time because they run into traffic and they set fire to shit. Okay? Just the point that they don't know about something doesn't mean they're safe from this danger, which, by the way, isn't actually a fucking danger in the first place, but we'll get to that. And just restricting all of these things, hiding it behind walls, it doesn't work, and it just makes it a more enticing thing. When people want to rebel, when kids want to rebel, they're just going to go to the things that they know they shouldn't. It's how they feel adult. I mean, who the fuck amongst us has not lied on and form online to say, are you over 18 to access this site? 15-year-old me ticked fucking yes and got straight in, okay? If someone is determined, they're always going to find a way around these protections. And historically, they always have. Now, obviously, it can very much start with, this is not appropriate for my child at their age. And that's fair. You know, if you don't think that it's appropriate and you don't want to raise your kid at that age seeing adult things such as violence, such as horror, such as sexual content, fair enough. There is a time and a place and an age group for everything. And yeah, kids shouldn't be exposed to that shit from an early age. They just shouldn't. That's the truth. We can all agree on that. But when you start down that, it's so easy to twist the narrative and inject your own prejudices with it. Because if you are also somebody that's very much anti-LGBTQIA+, then it's so easy to be like, well, anything queer and gay, that's adult. Drag is adult. You know, we can take the kids to the panto and they can see a drag queen on stage as a panto dame, and that's okay. But anytime they're doing it when we don't laugh at them, when it's actually them expressing themselves, that's bad. It's so easy to inject your own bullshit into this and start labeling everything as a danger to the kids, because you know outright that people don't want to endanger kids, and it's something that affects politicians, it affects policy changes, it affects the way the world operates. If the kids can see it and it's a danger to the kids, we must restrict it. And if you can get that sword swinging at the things that you personally don't like, that your religion, political beliefs, and upbringing taught you shouldn't like, all the fucking better, right? You get to join in on this culture war. And before you know it, you're banning books. You're demonizing people for living their life the way they want to. And you're doing it all to protect your precious little fuck puppet that you don't actually truly care about, because, spoiler alert, odds are they're one of those people that you are seeking to fucking demonize. They're part of that community. And you're poisoning your relationship with them. Be very fucking careful how far down this road you go, you bastards, because you will be doing it alone. Now, I've always kind of equated this kind of argument with Prohibition in the 1920s, where they criminalized alcohol and said, no, you cannot have alcohol, you cannot drink, and it did not fucking work at all. In fact, if anything, it made alcohol better for people because, oh, well, we can make more money because we can charge more. And it's, oh, well, we get to rebel, we get to go and have a drink. And people sort it out more because, you know, it's something that you shouldn't have. And there's always an attraction to that. And it didn't work at all. It was pointless. It was a waste. And even the higher ups, the most elite, powerful people were corrupt because they were enforcing prohibition whilst drinking like fucking sailors at the same time. And then it all fell apart because it was never working anyway. The people that put this in place were the people that were still drinking all the way through. And it seems like that level of hypocrisy is alive and well today in this very argument, because they will cry about children's safety when it comes to what they can read in a book, what they are taught at school, what they see out and about in the world. But they don't give a fuck about the education system. They don't give a fuck about children who cannot eat. And in this country specifically, they seem gleeful when immigrant children drown in the Channel because their crime was trying to find a better life in a country where a civil war isn't happening. They don't seem to give a shit about wars that no one's really asked for that are killing tens of thousands of children. They don't care. They just don't. They pretend to care about kids because they're pro-birth, not pro-life. They're pro- let's have a kid, not pro, let's care for a kid. And they're the first people that will say kids shouldn't be accessing this when they themselves did. They know full well that kids are going to find their way into adult content. We can do everything possible, but the internet is a place where you can very easily find your way around pretty much anything if you are determined enough. And kids today are much more tech savvy than I was as a kid, and I found my way around it. So there's obvious reasons that they'll find their way around it too. It's going to happen, and if the parents did their job and stepped in, it wouldn't, but they don't. They decide, oh, fuck it. I care this much about what my kid sees, but it's someone else's responsibility to actually make sure they don't see that. And I suppose that's the real issue here, the responsibility. Now, beyond the reasons why, beyond the moral panic, beyond the culture wars, it comes down to a very simple point, and that is, where does the responsibility lie? And very easy to answer, it lies with the parents. It seems like parents don't want to be parents anymore. They want to be grandparents. They want to enjoy the good times with the kids without actually having to do any of the fucking work themselves. It's almost like the only reason people have kids is so that those kids can have kids, and then they can enjoy children as a grandparent, because no one wants to fucking raise them. If you want to raise your kids a certain way, you do it. If you want to make sure they don't see certain things, then fucking do that. Do your job. You are the person that chose to have a kid. You are the person that chose to care for them for their entire life. You are the person that is deciding what is acceptable and what is not for the person who is under your care. You don't get to dictate to the rest of the world that they have to change themselves, okay? We have done a great job of segregating off adult spaces and sexual content. We've done a fantastic job at making adult spaces. We don't care about kids. We don't fucking want kids around, okay? We don't give two fucks about your children. Keep them the fuck away, quite frankly. Most of us aren't really in the business of trying to include absolutely everybody. We're just here to enjoy a good time with our personal friends of our age group, okay? That's the way that we all operate. We don't need to change what the fuck we're doing just because you've decided, oh, well, my child can see that and I don't like that. Fuck you. That's your responsibility. That's your fucking job. We don't need to change shit. It's the same argument as saying, like, if you're sitting at a restaurant and having a chocolate cake for dessert, it's the same argument as a parent next to you saying, you're not allowed to eat that chocolate cake because my son might want it and he can see you eating it and think that it's okay. Nothing to fucking do with me, cunt. Absolutely nothing to do with me. You don't get to restrict other people's freedoms just because you don't want to do the job as a fucking parent, okay? That is the be-all and end-all of it. And the fact that people use this to influence politicians, to influence fucking policies is just demented. It is the worst fucking traits of humanity that we've ever seen. You are the parent. It is down to you. You don't get to say to the rest of the world. Now, you can protect your kid, you can teach them, and you can educate them. But what you cannot do is start wrapping the whole world in cotton wool to protect them, okay? No, it's not gonna fucking work. Did it work for you? Did it work for us? No, it fucking didn't, okay? So shut the fuck up and stop ruining shit just because you're shit at being a parent. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want me to sum it up, it's basically fuck you and your kids, because I really don't I am not a child person. I don't like kids. I just don't. It's not as if I hate them. I'm at a firm fucking neutral. It sounds a lot like I hate them, but I more hate parents that obsess over their fucking kids and decide that they're going to use that to influence what other people can and can't do with their lives, which is what this whole video is about. It's like, I don't hate kids. I hate their fan club. It's become a point where, I mean, I've just had to sign a thing on Patreon to say, yes, I'm over 18 and everything I make is over 18 and it's for over 18s. Because Visa and MasterCard are like, oh, but kids can't access it. Oh no, scary. This is the point we're getting to, where, like, that's my fucking livelihood. If somebody sneaks their way in, I could lose my fucking income and everything. It's just, oh, but what if kids see it? What if kids see it? I don't fucking care. I don't have kids. It's not my responsibility, okay? It's not down to me. It's not down to any of us. That's down to the parents. And if the parents aren't doing their job, maybe they shouldn't have the fucking kids. As Michael Jackson once said, if you can't feed your baby, maybe don't have a baby. It's the fucking truth. Maybe if there was some sort of fucking system in place to teach parents how to be parents and make them be parents, we wouldn't have trouble like this, would we? But anybody can go off and spurt out a little fuck trophy and make their entire life about it. Disgusting. Anyway, rant over. I hope I've pissed off all the right people and not the wrong ones. I hope you enjoyed this video. Speaking of things that kids should not be seeing and should not have access to, look at the feet pics that I sell online. Yeah, you do need an ID to get into that, because that one is fucking safe and secure. But yes, that is the way that you can support me. I mean, it's not sexual, it's just feet. But hey, you don't need sex when you got feet. Feet are better, infinitely better. So maybe check that out. Again, funny as fuck that I've just segued from angry about kids to that. I have no fucking morals, I don't care. Merchandise though, I do have merchandise. You can check that out, maybe get yourself a shirt, get yourself a cushion. I would say get yourself a hoodie, but it's hot as balls at the moment because it is the summer, so maybe wait until the winter, or buy it now and wear it in the winter. Whatever gets me money. And yes, there is the Patreon, which is a good way to support me, another place where kids are not present, which is a lovely place to make sure that I'm still able to live and be alive and do things that the living do, which, yay, let's do more of that. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your opinions and your thoughts, because I do read them and I do care about them. And I guess I'll see you all next week. Bye!